I got to see a lot of what other podcast hosts will bring in for their flows. And I have to say, mine does not look like a lot of theirs.
If you're interviewing someone, what does your typical preparation process look like?
Yes. Okay. So one of the things that was really interesting is so now I've guested on different podcasts over the past pretty much the last 2 years. And so I don't know what we're at, like 100 and something, 40 podcast guesting or something like that. And so I got to see a lot of what other podcast hosts will bring in for their flows. And I have to say, mine does not look like a lot of theirs. So some people, and I shouldn't say a lot of theirs because it really depends, but some people will have really in-depth things that are very, very impressive on what they're going to be covering and what this will look like. And what we have is in the Calendly link, we have a link to kind of the basic structure that people can expect with most of our podcasts and what those look like. The time allotment, we always start with kind of the introduction element of the why that they're passionate about this topic to get kind of the drive or the mission behind why they're doing the thing they're doing. Then we go into kind of the ABCs for anyone that's not familiar, because sometimes we'll be talking about, these biometrics or, acronyms and different things. So we start with the ABC component for people that aren't familiar, but then go, deeper for those that are familiar, the kind of biohackers amongst the listeners. And then so we have an organic conversation from there. And if they want to call out anything they're not interested in discussing or that they would like to focus on, we have them share that. And then about the past, I would say, pretty much from the beginning of this year, we did add on a new thing that we always ask 3 personal questions at the very end because it's about their sleep. So the thinking is, if these people have some expertise in the area of sleep, like what are they doing? People want to know how are they managing things. So then we ask 3 questions at the end. What's your nightly sleep routine look like? What's on your nightstand? And what's kind of made the biggest change to your sleep game, biggest sleep aha moment? And then at the very end, sharing how we can follow them, how the best ways to, kind of stay connected from there on out.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think, like you said, a lot of people do just want to hear, well, what are the experts doing and what can I do that will simplify my life if I can just follow the approaches that they've adopted as nice, actionable takeaways that people can replicate.
I know I've already mentioned Tim Ferriss once, so not to be redundant, but I know one of the books that he's made quite popular is this Daily Rituals book. And I think that there's an opportunity to kind of be logging the nightly rituals of different individuals and what we can learn from them. But I will also say nightly and also management throughout the day really does go together to see how that sleep kind of comes together. And then lastly, if there are some really kind of yes, there might be a technical component or really high profile guest or what have you. Sometimes we will have those interns kind of just drum up very casual, like 10, 15 questions from their different sites or articles about them to just further have some things to fall back on that we want to bring specifics in. But largely it is very much an organic conversation is what we're trying to create.